Hey guys, what's going on? Dr. Frank here, the founder of Addiction Mindset Recovery Coaching Programs. And in today's brief video, I want to take some time and talk about overcoming boredom when you first quit smoking weed, or when it comes to overcoming any addiction for that matter. I know for me, this was one of the most challenging things to overcome. Here at Addiction Mindset Recovery Coaching, we help people quit nicotine, THC, energy drinks, and adult media content. When I first quit smoking weed, I had a lot more time on my hands because in a different life that I once lived, every single night I dedicated at least minimally 3 to 6 hours a night being high, watching TV, sitting on the computer, sitting on my phone. Something that I realized when I got sober from weed was that weed doesn't cure boredom. It doesn't fill in that time. But what it does do is it makes you content with being bored. And I call this getting trapped, becoming comfortable in a very, very uncomfortable situation. It makes you content with being bored. It makes you comfortable in a situation that you're not really comfortable in. Here I was, in a fairly ambitious individual going to school to finish up my doctorate in chiropractic. Here I was having dreams and aspirations of opening up my own practice, saying I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I got good grades. I did decent. I was a pretty ambitious person overall. And I had high goals. I had high aspirations for myself, big things that I wanted to achieve, even when I was stoned, even when I was addicted to weed. But the problem became weed made me content not working on those things. So instead of coming home and working on that side hustle, working on that book, working on all the things that I wanted to pursue, I would simply get high. I'd watch the news, I'd watch Netflix, I'd scroll TikTok for a few hours. Well, Instagram at the time, TikTok wasn't really a big thing back then. I became so content with being bored and doing nothing. And I didn't know this, but deep down, it was eating away at me. In fact, I would argue that that was a root cause of a lot of the depression and the anxiety that I was feeling. Because once I got sober with weed, and this is how you cure the boredom, you have to start to fill your time with other activities and other things that you enjoy doing. And here at Addiction Mindset Recovery Coaching, I argue that you have to start to fill your time with an obsession, something that you can become obsessed with, something that you can obsess over in the exact same way that you were once obsessed with weed. I don't think anyone's going to argue with me. An addiction is an obsession. And once we're addicted, once we got that addict bug in our brain, it never goes away. But it's up to you what you become obsessed with. So when people say to me, Dr. Frank, I go home at night and I'm bored, so I relapse on weed, we have to make a plan to fill in that time in the evenings. No one said you have to go home and relax and watch Netflix and sit on your phone, especially if you have dreams of changing the world someday. Similar to myself, starting a business, starting a healthy relationship, further developing a healthy relationship. Maybe the last thing you should be doing is going home and just sitting around. Maybe you're built different. Maybe you're meant to pursue something more in life. And maybe getting trapped in that state of feeling average, doing average things, maybe that doesn't resonate with you. Maybe that doesn't sit well with you. And maybe that's a root cause behind your addiction, behind your relapses. So this time around in your recovery process, this time around in your sobriety journey, let's try and fill in those gaps. What activities, what things, what obsessions could you be working on to fill that time? Because you're going to have an abundance of time when you quit smoking weed. You're going to have a lot more valuable time on your hands, and you have to fill it with something. For me, boredom and stagnation is the enemy. For me, that's the devil. That's where I get into trouble. I am much happier and much less anxious when I'm working on the things that I want to pursue in life versus neglecting those things. And I didn't realize it until I got sober, but weed wasn't curing the boredom. It was making me content with being bored. And that in turn was trapping me in the most uncomfortable of comfort zones. So let me know in the comments, what things are you going to pursue to fill your time? What things have you pursued? And what is it that you're actually obsessed with? This is what we help people do, guys, here at Addiction Mindset Recovery Coaching. It's about much more than just getting sober and quitting weed. It's about what the rest of your life holds. Like I say in other videos, maybe today is the day you quit. Drop the date, drop the time, and let me know today's day one for you. I'll see you guys in the next video where I talk a little bit about respecting cannabis. I'll see you guys there.